Okay. Whoa, maybe baby wins. 3-2 over Centurion Lion. No, 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 no. This is just one of the games in the group stage. Um, exclamation Tourney for more info. And here's a derp. My co-caster filling in for Lemon today. Oh. So, okay, this spreadsheet doesn't have the playoff stuff. Yeah, it shows the group stages, and then based on the standings, like the first place plays fourth place, second place plays third place. You know, crisscross across the groups. So I believe Cintrian was third in his group, if I remember correctly, and then maybe Baby was second in their group after Sergo, I think. Either that or they're first and fourth. I can't tell from the results because yeah, I think maybe Baby was actually first because they have a better match score. My Creve match is in 3 hours. I think. Hold on. Yeah, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I think I accidentally scratched my left eye last night. I mean, it either happened while I was asleep or when I took my contacts off. I don't remember feeling anything. But when this happens, my pupil expanding causes pain. That's why all the lights are off, kind of. If I had an eye patch, I'd be wearing it right now. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Caffeine. So I have to finalize my lists. But it's also interesting that the deck lists changed between the group stage and the playoffs. So, for example, I saw Cintrian added Frost, Sviat added Frost. Yeah, basically after Sergo's like performance, everybody's like, "Oh, Frost is good." What is this? Sergo versus Sviat. Oh, Sergo didn't bring Frost this time. He's bringing ST, Precision Strike, Bounty, Enslave, which was banned, and Golden Necker Pirates, I assume. Sviat brought Wild Hunt Frost, Knights, and Bounty. Everyone's bringing Bounty. Holy crap! Are these Bounty decks? Yeah, they're not Golden Necker. Oh, and this is Devotion Warriors. Um, sure. What kind of poll you want? You mean a prediction? Well, short of sleeping, and even that's not good because your eye moves during sleep. There's not much I can do. Like, it just needs time to heal. And like, if I was in bed, I'd be looking at a phone anyway. So, plus, I have my Creve match today. Okay, not a poll then. Prediction. Yeah. Do I have any mods around? Thank you, Tippos. Or you mean for me versus you mean this game or wait, was there a rematch? What happened? Oh, this is just wrong. Okay, he's fixing it. I was like, what? Okay, Jama Plama. King Kai? No, I just scratched my eye. Apparently while I was asleep. So I'm just like not wearing a contact in it to give it time to heal, and then usually within a day or two it'll be back to normal. Derpy's purring very loudly to help it heal. And I appreciate that. Knights into ST with Heatwave, COC, and Geralt. Yup. This is a huge match, by the way. Thank you to Feels a Day. Really appreciate it. Apologies, I'll fix this right now. Here we go. Can't make it so we're not blocking the scores. Therapy's also giving me energy. Soft, floofy kitty. Yes, this is live. Well, with like a delay, but yes, it's happening. It started, I think, like 2 a.m., but I was not awake then. Wait, was scenario played and get heat wave? Is that what happened? um, I could have a first aid kit, but I don't. I don't want my eyelid to be closed. It heals better if it's um, not covered. I don't want it to have like zero light either, because hey, Destrand. I mean, this is over, right? Scenario was played. It was heat waved. Sergo's scenario does not get heat waved, and that's game. Or am I missing something? Not that he needs to, but even has COC for this Knight Errant. There's no Purify for Vandergrift. Yes. But blue coin, red coin is not very helpful for most people. Don't remember what it was. Put their names in. Metal plates with holes in it. Yeah. Well, who was red? I guess Sergo is red. Sergo is red. Sviat is blue. So the good news for Sviat is they get their Vandergrift down. It's interesting. I guess Sergo doesn't want to stick around for a long round, right? Because they have one engine and the nice player has more engines, so you take the pass after playing the scenario. So you bleed here as Sviat, right? Sergo blue. Oh, go to the doctor. Thanks, caffeine. I am, in fact, an adult, and I have been here before. I don't need erythromycin. Erythromycin is an antibiotic. I don't have an infection. I have a scratch. Wear sunglasses? I don't have any. Sorry. I do need a pirate patch. Okay. So Geralt comes down. Now we have one tall punish left. It also has Erendite, which is growing right now. So maybe that's why Sergo didn't want to stick around in round one. Or that's another reason. This Dimeridium Bomb can give Veil to Vandergrift, right? You can like ping it once and then give it Veil. Of course, you can also COC it, but Maiden's Shield hasn't been played yet. I imagine you want to save it for that. Oh, interesting. One ping and then bomb. So he's going to take care of Vandergrift some other way then. Yeah, it's open deck list. I don't know of any tournaments that are not open deck list. Yeah, that seems like a lot, isn't it? Especially in this like round one. Circle has a squirrel also for the Onira that was played, right? Really wish I could see Graveyard. Okay, Andagriff gets to 12, which is going to proc Grace. I mean, locks don't get any value, so Margate's just played here. So that's basically banking on Arendite, and I'm guessing that's what Turgo's saving Squirrel for. Or at least having Squirrel makes it, not playing Squirrel makes it so Sviat has to hold Arendite and only use it once. Temple really good with NR Knights? That's not what most top players are saying, and they're not bringing Temple. They say it makes it high rolly. Like, sure, it wins if you get good stuff, but it loses you if you because you don't have Heat Wave and AA. On your AA already banished. Oh, so they've been used twice. Thanks, follow up. Sorry. So then Squirrel is for Erendite. There's no other target for it. Bear? You talk about NR, right? What bear? Are there bears in NR that I don't know about? Is bear like a nickname for Enseus? Wait, Squirrel wasn't played. What the hell? I guess he doesn't need to because he's gonna have last say, and I assume what Server's gonna do is just discard stuff. They gored last. Brick the Iron Knight that way. I was gonna add artifact compression to one of my lists. Ooh. That's not the purpose of heat wave. It's not just to get rid of scenarios. It has a lot of other uses. Yep, and that gets bricked. Leader plus scored will be enough. GG. Yeah. Sarah's so good at like recognizing when he doesn't have to win around. Or just like he just I mean I know that was a doomed matchup for Sviat anyway, but like still. Yeah, GG. Like I always see like Sergo taking these lines that wouldn't have occurred to me. I didn't know those were winning. And he's like, no, obviously this is like an easy win. Like he's like, yeah, I have a squirrel, but I don't need to use it. Even though in this matchup, squirrel's really good. Because he's thinking about the game and not the cards. Hey, Bob, what if I had this sweater for you to lay on? Yes. Mission failed. No, mission accomplished. Katie acquired. Operation Capture Derp is a go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have an updated bracket, Manjanin. If anybody has an updated bracket, um, maybe try P Star's channel. There might be some commands there. Since I started late, the admins haven't stopped by to like give me anything. Uh, they probably thought I wasn't streaming it today, so I wasn't there at the start compared to last time. Hey, buddy, let's come up with a position that works for both of us. Okay, that's better. Yeah. I guess we can. Oops. Let me see if I can find it here. That can't be it. Can it? No. This is old. He's got to be old. Okay, there we go. Calm learning. Samaya Tatiana. Yeah, so maybe baby beats Sintrian. I love this bracket. It's gorgeous. So Vikma versus Ugadai. Vikma won. And Barbie Size Girl beats Tasaki. So now Sintrian, since he lost from the winner's bracket, has to play Barbie Size Girl. And then the winner of Circus Fiat goes here, plays Maybe Baby. The loser has to go play Vikma. And then these are the updated decks. This is the current, sorry, this is the decks. Same thing. Thanks, Andrew. So Sviat's playing Knights again. This time against. Oh, this is not Golden Necker Pirates. This is Big Boy Pirates with muzzle. Let me go check to see if this list has. Heatwave. Yeah. It does. It does have Heatwave and Shoop. It's a Shoop list. Oh my goodness. Nice. Gets a muzzle on the Knight Errant. Still has Geralt for that Danian soldier, Danian knight. Circle is trying to win on even here. I don't see what Sviat can do about it. I think Vile in the Pirates list is also interesting. Never mind, it's Shoot, that's why. So he plays Vandegrift, the infusion, and that does get him ahead because it had a shield. Doesn't take damage either. But I mean, to me, that's an easy Geralt, which also gets Sergo ahead, right? And he can ping the Redanian with something. Oh, interesting. Keeps the Geralt. Type exclamation Creve dash bracket. See a list of the matches, and then in terms of the playtime for Resta Kiki, I can check Discord. I don't see anything about rest of Kiki. Wow. Sergo just keeps the Geralt. Says, I'm okay with the resilience. And gets the pass because... Sorry, Sviat. My bad. Sviat keeps the Geralt, and Sergo can't play the scenario. Sviat's list does not have... Wait. The names on the screen are backwards, aren't they? Yeah, that's why I'm getting confused. The names on the list on the screen are... Because Sergo is the one who brought a shoop list, not Sviat. Of course, we can't see the names right now because we're in the mulligan screen or selection screen. Yeah, Sergo's the one playing pirates. So he that was his plan. He's gonna win round one and then yoink the Vandergrift. That's why he wasn't Geralting it, maybe. He doesn't run Oniro or anything. So that's cool. He just drew the shoop at the right time. Or maybe he just says, if you boost it to get it to 12 next round, then I'll Geralt it. That also makes sense. These are all things I just don't understand. But I assume everything's done this way for good reasons. Maiden's Shield comes down. Force Fiat, he leaders it to get Bronwyn out. It's at 8. You can't kill it with Geralt. Sergo already played Morquag, right? Round 1. I remember seeing it in his hand. So what does the Darren do here? Probably just Squirrel. Oh, Peller. Okay. That makes sense too. So it's Viat Mulligan the scenario because he has Oniro in his hand anyway. And he wants the option to play it or not play it. Now that the shoop's been played, he could easily play scenario. He has a knight at an AA. Instead, he uses Oniro for his Erendite, uses it to boost Bronwyn, and Bronwyn can now click the order. The question is, where will that click go? I guess a Knight Errant could come down in between those two units and get the infusion. That would work. And Sergo can't really do anything about either of these two units right now. But he also hasn't gotten the scenario out, and his shoop's gone, so he has no answer for scenario. He needs to bleed scenario out. I don't think it's happening. He will at least get to Squirrel the AA, sorry, the Erendite, I assume. And he does have the Vandergrift still ticking. But it's not gonna get to 12 either way. So the question is, as Sviat, do you just play the Cintrian right now? Like if he knows that Sergo has, yeah, plays the Centurion. That way he's not giving a Geralt to Sergo. With my left hand on my eyeball and my right hand spitting at dirt. Isn't it ironic? Oh no, Batman is here. So I feel like this game should be over for um Siat. As in he should just win this now. The Knights player. There's this derp. Just chill. Be a chill kitty. Can you do that? No, he says, I'm no chill. Uh, She's gonna play scenario and having a heat wave. Saving it this whole time. Oh, guess not. He just chooses not to play it. He says he figures by now you have your heat wave in hand, so he just chooses not to play the scenario. Since scenario would play for like just one night, I guess. And the Dim Empired comes down to thin the deck down to 2, which will enable the Compass to play Legendary. And Sviat just goes with the Sork Immortal combo. I assume this is where you play the Geralt and take out the Sork. Yeah. Finally, the Geralt comes down. Saved for the last round. Here comes Marguerite, which will do nothing. We can see Heatwave next, and Compass and Sergo will comfortably take this. This did not even look close. I wonder if Sergo's lineup is he goes with the Combi Giga Chat as a leader too. He doesn't even have to use it. Wow. No, I'm just resting it. Wow. So I'm wondering if Sergo just said, "I'm gonna let Knights through, and I'm gonna have a lineup that will wreck Knights," because both the Skellige and ST list have had answers for Sedaria. But we'll take a look at his bounty list. I wonder if that has Heatwave too. That's Sergo. No, that's a Golden Necker bounty list, actually. Wow. With unicorns, no hail. Yeah, I guess I could show it on screen. So this is Sergo's bounty list, which is all that he has left to get through. 2 poisons, failed experiment, 2 slanders, 1 hysteria, 2 fistex, 2 executioners, a Kalkstein. Aha! I'm yeah. A Gellert, Teshem, Freak Show, Caleb, Graydon as the tall punish, along with um, morale, and you have 4 poisons as well. 5 if you count, or 6 if you count these two, way more. And there's a salamander location, I assume. Yes. Supernova, Golden Necker, Royal Decree. And against Sviat's Knights again. So this, if you're Sviat, like, I mean, this Knights, obviously it's their tournament life is online, but like, this is the only deck that doesn't have a heat wave. So what do you do? Should be an easy win, right? Did I learn any Russian? No, yet. I slept like 12 hours last night, and I'm so groggy right now. I don't think I slept well. I might go make myself an eye patch after this game. This could be a pirate stream. Okay, so Siri Nova, failed experiment, or played. The Teshem can easily answer the Vandegrift. Teshem and Bounty is also really good because you can apply a bounty and use Teshem during the same Golden Necker. If there's a bounty on something, you can kill up to a 10, even without any other statuses. Bounty has good synergy with Teshem. Kind of like how I like running Teshem in Vampires, but in Vampires your bleed is wasted, but in Bounty, like, your bounty is not wasted because you get those coins. No, it's not going to be 3-0. I don't see how Bounty beats Knights, but I could be wrong. Like, Knights are ahead in tempo. They're getting Erendite ticks now. And unless Sergo gets last say somehow, which I don't see happening, then Erendite's going to play for a lot of value. The Snare is going to get play for a lot of value. Sure, there's enough tall punish in Sergo's list, but I'm thinking about what decks I want to play later today for my pre-match. Derp acquired. Successfully. Yes, it is. Frost should also win that. So Knights and Frost should get through. And then what will be left? Um, at the other screen. So it goes NG was bad. And I believe wait, didn't Circle ban Sviat's Wild Hunt? What did Circle ban? Does anybody remember? Did you see Full House in the if you type exclamation tourney? A whole bunch of people, everybody brought monsters this round. Everybody switched to Wild Hunt. Well, everyone except two. He banned Warriors. Okay. So he's gonna have to play against Wild Hunt and against Syndicate. And Sviat Syndicate is, I think, Bounty also, but let me double check. Yes. So this Bounty list now has to win either against Knights, against Wild Hunt, or in the mirror. And he should have the advantage in the mirror because, well, no, not necessarily, because technically Sviat gets to decide the coin, right? He gets to decide when, assuming he auto wins with his Knights and Bounty, he gets to decide when he's going to play his Bounty list against this Bounty list. He knows Sergo's only going to be playing Bounty from now on. Like Conquest is so interesting. Do you think he'll win this game? Or you're saying he needs to? I don't see how Bounty beats Knights. Oh, well, there's a great end. There's no... You could Peller if you're Sviat. Wow. I mean, what else are you going to Peller? I guess you would Peller the Siri Nova, but I don't think that's as important. Is it? Oh, right. Yeah, there is a Caleb. I'm an idiot. Getzla head uneven, but Sergo can place a bounty and Tesham, the knight errant, right? How much will that do? We'll have two statuses, so we'll do 15 damage. You could poison it first. He also has bank, or he could just give up the round, considering he still has Sirinova and Golden Necker, and Knight Scenario has been used, and Maiden Shield has been used. So, wait, is Circle actually winning this? Holy shit! Electone, you were right. Obviously. It just took me a while to get there. How does this man do it? Oh, he just says, no, I'm gonna play Golden Necker from bank. Here comes Maral. And a poison. Goodbye, Knight Errant. 18 points into the trash. And he can poison something else too now. If he wants. I guess next turn. How do you continue as Fiat? You play the if you play the Vandergrift, then Sergo's just gonna kill it next turn. You have to pass. Right? What am I missing? He has a 3.0 win rate in Gwen. Nothing surprising. Well, Fiat's really good too. He's not some slouch, you know? Okay, yeah, he gets the pass here. Which makes sense, but if you use knights, if you're playing knights and use Maiden's Shield and Scenario round one and don't win the round, you lose it on even. What do you do? It's not like Immortal Source going to be any good. Opens with Freak Show, and he still has some under location on the board, which won't do a lot, although he can play the Fistic Trafficker on his own Freak Show for coins and then later move it. He doesn't. It's not like he has a second poison anyway, so that's not as important. Except that poison is a status for Tesham. What's the leader at? I wish I knew. Yeah, no observer. No million tourney, cowards. More like good sportsmanship. So he gets the shield off with leader and plays the unicorns with freak show to kill it. Right? And that draws royal decree. Is there another poison giver in deck? Is there another trafficker in deck? Does anybody remember if the other one was played or not? Man, I am not looking forward to running into this bounty deck on the ladder. This is so disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Sviat's toast. Goodbye. Sergo is gonna 3-0 in the winners bracket. Like, that's this seemed unfair. It's just, oh my god. Sergo just showed up all out of bubblegum. Look at that face. This is the face of a killer. He gives no fucks. He's staring into your soul, straight into the camera. He's like, give me my prize money. Give it. Yeah, this seemed like a mugging. Like we just, oof. He just 3-0'd knights. I mean, okay. So when you do this, when you target knights and your opponent brings knights, you should win. But the one that I didn't expect was just that one last game. Exclamation, Tourney, Jafar. Yeah, I know he's rank 1 ladder at the moment. It changes, but yes, right now he's rank 1. All the decks from this tournament are there. Now, this bounty list isn't easy to play for what it's worth. I have tried and I have failed at it. Ah! Although mine has hail. But it's not that different. Like Red Rain was playing a list like this, Gandalf was playing a list like this. A lot of people have been playing this Kecker Bounty style. I initially got one from Gabane, but I think the main thing that makes Syndicate Kecker decks good is that they can double poison something. Because you're almost guaranteed to get a fist deck or something, or like a Diki or a bank that could give you a poison. And this version doesn't go tall, so it's not vulnerable to COC. I assume Pirates beats it. Because Pirates can kill all your spenders. But we're not seeing a lot of, well, or rather, Sergo did ban Warriors, right? Pirates and Warriors will poop on this bounty list, but that's only one deck. And since apparently it also beats Knights, it's a very good tournament strategy.
Hello there.
Hey, Thijik. All right. While you guys watch these deck lists, I'm going to go take care of some stuff. I'll be back. Why are they showing Sergo again? Is it just to strike fear into the hearts of everyone?
You need people like me.
Thank you for the follow. I am the greatest problem solver of all time. I have MacGyvered myself an eye patch that does not force my eyelid to be closed. Prepare. Yeah, this is Abel Korzeniowski. My best attempt at pronouncing it. I fell in love with their music from the movie A Single Man. My eye hurt. Not too bad. There you go. Look at my eye patch. It fits the Russian theme of this tournament, does it not? I feel like I'm Yuri's Revenge from Red Alert 2. Song, of course. The song is called Charms. From the motion picture W.E. If you have not watched A Single Man, I highly recommend it. It's kind of sad. I mean, it is sad, but it's just beautiful. Like, I'll play a song from it next. He's a pirate. All right. I'll cue your song also. So this is the, if you don't know, this is the winner bracket finals. This has not yet updated. It should say Sergo here. So the winner of this game will go sit here waiting for the winner of the losers bracket, and then we'll have the grand finals. I assume that will be tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, Cintrian's facing Barbie Size Girl, and Vikma will be facing Sviat. The winner of Vikma Sviat will play the winner of Barbie and Cintrian. Their winner will play the loser of Maybe Baby and Sergo. So either Maybe Baby or Sergo will come here. If they beat that person, then they go and face against the winner of Maybe Baby and Sergo. Basically, I wanted something where I could keep my eye open, but it would block light from irritating it. If you like my content, be sure to check out my YouTube. I've been posting one video a day. I'll be posting another one today. If my Creve game is good, I'll post that. Otherwise, I have a bunch of other stuff in the queue. Can't be casting a Russian tournament in t-shirt. Just doesn't seem appropriate. So this is the first song from the Single Mind soundtrack. Hey, Brass. I heard you've been causing trouble in Shinmiri's chat. I think Knights, because his rest of his lineup targets Knights too, and he led Knights through last game. I'm good, Crash. It's just a scratch. I think it happened while I was asleep, so I'm just giving it a rest. Nobody brought Kelly. Kelly's not a real deck. You win round 1, you push him round 2, they lose. Like, just because something works on ladder because everybody's a brain dead net decker and doesn't know how to react to a deck when they first see it. Like, Kelly will disappear in 2 days because it's the Sabbath deck, and Sabbath decks never, never, ever have never, ever, 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 ever been competitive. Once the people. It was? By who? Was it Cintrian? Did Cintrian bring it? Nope, not Cintrian. Was it Sasaki? Yes. And did they win? No, they got 3-0'd. I rest my case. Did Ugudai bring it? Yes. What happened to Ugudai? Ugudai also lost. I don't know. I don't know how the games were. Okay, this Barbie size girl also brought it. Barbie size girl did win over Sasaki. They both had it. Okay. Well, this is not an argument in favor of what I'm saying. But I don't think Sabbath decks will ever be good. Because they include Witch's Sabbath, which in open deck list, when someone knows what they're doing, like, it's 10 provisions you don't have. It's not quite Lilith's Omen bad, but against good players, Sabbath is a liability. Like, by nature, like, it's a deck that as soon as it becomes meta, it no longer is meta. Because once it's meta, it's easily countered. Some degenerate nonsense, yes, that's true. But I don't think Sabbath is one of those. You must have said something worthy of a 3-day ban. Let's see the last thing you said. I mean, you have 21 timeouts, and you've been here for like less than like almost a month, maybe. Oh yeah, you called my mods Pepegas. I said fuck you and fuck Full House as well. Yeah, okay. You can have another timeout. Just for questioning why you were timed out. See, my mods provide value to the stream. You don't. This is your final chance. I'm gonna untime you out. Either be funny or be polite. If you're neither, you get banned. All right, so we have maybe his Knights against Sergo's Elves list, which runs Heatwave and Curse of Corruption, and Geralt. It's interesting that he has not yet Heatwave the scenario. I suspect he will here. This next card. He just wanted to stop that engine from going. Well, the Night Scenario already played for 2 points. Or, sorry. 2 plus 5 plus 2. Okay, he's choosing not to revive the scenario at all. I guess he says, if you're playing at round 1, then I'm cool. Sergo is confident because... Oh, Sergo just passes, yeah. At 7. He's taking the loss on even. Yo, which set gets removed from the game? Sure. As long as they also remove the knight scenario, the ST scenario, the SK scenario, Tier, Fukusia, Stefan, rework assimilate. Sergo just like sees through the matrix somehow. Nice. Feel free to update the title with exclamation Tourney and exclamation eye patch. This is my parrot, or my cat cosplaying as a parrot. I can't show you my peg leg because it would be Monka TOS. Yeah. Well, never a competitive healthy deck, like, because it's not good. The last time Sabbath was competitive was with Mimon's Vampires list. But it's like Sabbath only works on bad players. The current iteration is strong, like you said, because of Brewess and because Dagon second form is cheesy, and if you can't answer it, then you lose card and then you lose the game. It has nothing to do with anything Sabbath related. It has everything to do with Dagon and Brewess. If the Sabbath part was good, people would just be playing Sabbath and other things too. Sabbath gives your opponent 3 cards. Like, I don't know how else to... And you don't control which 3 cards. They do. It also... I mean, you're letting them get 3 defenders. And you're letting them Sabbath. Like, you can heat wave the first defender. You can heat wave the AQ. You can lock the AQ. You can banish stuff from their graveyard. There's like 17 different ways to counter it. How do I counter the ST scenario exactly? How do I counter Traherne? How do I counter Vilgeforce pulling out my win condition? There are lots of things in this game that are dumb, broken, and unfun. I'm okay with most of it if I have options for counterplay that give me agency. When I have no say in the matter, that's my higher priority. I have no say in what Vilgefortz pulls out of my deck. Almost no say. Of course, Wooks. That's a given. Technically, it's not the Sabbath part. By devotion decks? No, it's not. That's not true at all, Val. Because you control what you put in your graveyard. And Sabbath gives the monster player Doom, so that's not true either. I beat Sabbath with devotion decks all the time on stream. I make a point of telling chat exactly how I'm going to beat it, and then beating it exactly how I said I was going to beat it. Sabbath against NR is almost always a bad idea, right? So let's say you're warriors, right? SK devotion warriors.
You need people like me.
There's different ways, Jafar, right? So when your opponent Sabbaths, he gets your highest 3 units. So you just make sure your highest 3 units or your only 3 units are units that you don't want, that your opponent does not want rest. So like if you're playing NR, stick a Seltkirk in your graveyard. Just play Seltkirk turn 1. Like who cares, right? just put really valuable tall units in your graveyard. If you're Skellige, put a Croc-on Crate or a Coral or anything that has like an order is also good. Marguerite is great. Anything that has patience is fucking phenomenal. Rafard's is it called Rafard's Vengeance? Yeah. Rafard's or Istrid. Or obviously any of the students. Things like Immortal Sword. Like know where your opponent, which row your opponent's gonna Sabbath and play accordingly, right? And Zeus. And as NG, you put like Mage Torturers in there, right? You get free engines. That's one strat. Is you make their Sabbath play for negative points. Second strat is you can deny them a Sabbath. If you have a deck that can not, like for example, Stargo's deck is capable of not putting any resurrectable units in the graveyard because it plays specials and doomed units, right? And scenario. If your opponent doesn't have 3 targets to Sabbath, they can't Sabbath. You can also fill your row, right? You can fill the melee row. If he only reses 1 or 2 cards for you, he will only get 1 or 2. Sabbath will never benefit the monster player more than the opponent because the opponent always gets the most units. You can counter Sabbath with obviously with Graveyard Hate, right? You can also bleed it out. So if you win round 1, play round 2 till they Sabbath and then pass. It doesn't matter if you lose card because the Sabbath deck has to waste so much provisions on replaying those cards that without those cards, they lose. They can't banish your good cards if they don't win round 1. And also, even if they do win round 1 and they play lemons, then you can spend that time banishing their cards. Like, that's why when I play Sabbath decks, I don't usually run lemons. I run Fortune Teller, and so did Miamon, because that lets you doom a card in round 1. Because in round 2, if you open with Squirrel, then they have a chance to play Squirrel. And your best resurrectable card is always more valuable than their best resurrectable card because your deck is built around Sabbath. That too. If there's only 3 cards in your graveyard, they can't banish anything. No, it's fine if you get tempo passed. Like I've beat triple Gurney decks after passing at like 8 cards. Like I was playing Devotion Syndicate, right? And I didn't have Junior in round 1. So I played a special, and I forget what the other card was. Something I didn't mind having him rest for me, and then I passed. If you're playing like a Siri Nova deck, play a Resilience unit because the Resilience unit doesn't go to the graveyard at the end of the round; it gets carried over. You just have to play the deck yourself, learn its weaknesses, and exploit them like any other deck. There's a like even like so. Let's say Triple Kitty. That was a Sabbath deck that everyone was playing, right, or running into or complaining about. Well, that deck was not played in any tournaments that season because it was so easy to counter. If I'm playing Pirates Cove and they're playing the Dagon list, like taking 2 card meta decks, the monster player would have to. So what I would do is I would give a bleed to the defender. When it comes to 6, I seize it. When you seize the defender, the rest of their deck falls apart because you can answer everything else as Syndicate. Plus, he's resing a defender for you, and he usually doesn't have more than 1 Peller. Now, the problem is that if he's good, he'll never let his defender get to 6. And so you'll need to kill it without poisons. But if you can get him to use his leader charges early on, so he doesn't have it for the crucial round, in the crucial round, you can yoink the defender. Like, the yoink is so strong. Yoink is a huge answer to Sabbath decks. And the card Syndicate No, you don't. You play Bloody Good Friends. They play Defender. You give it a bleed. Next turn, what are they going to? Are they going to AQ the Defender that very next turn? If they AQ the Defender that very next turn, then you can use your Well, first of all, why aren't you running into Kalkstein if you're running into that? Like, they literally can't answer a Kalkstein. You can run Kalkstein in a Devotions Syndicate deck, and it answers both Cultists and Dagon Kelly Cheese. I run Kalkstein in my Bounty deck, for fuck's sake. Just to answer, like, Veil and Defender and stuff. Okay, I did a terrible job casting this. Who won? Wait, they tied? With Kalkstein? Well, I mean, that's just the trade-off you're paying. Like, I'm not, like, a 6 provision card destroying an entire deck is not that bad a trade. It's not like I'm asking you to run, like, I don't know, Fallen Raylo or something. God damn. If we're pretending the monster player has lemons, which they don't in the Dagon deck, most of the Paja's list doesn't, Miamon's list didn't. Why can't a Syndicate player play a 6 provision card that's good in lots of situations? It's good against Lost, it's good against Poisons, it's good against pure Seer Novas, which people also play. Like, I don't know. Find the provision somewhere if that's really a problem for you. But it sounds like the real problem is the Syndicate deck has like an 80% win rate, except like they have a 20% win rate against this monster deck. And they don't want to make their deck worse into everything else but auto win against monsters. And that's because monsters are not that common. This is what I mean. If it ever became good, it would become bad. Because if enough of your matchups were this Dagon Kelly deck, you would easily put Kalkstein, and then you would auto win that matchup. So it's just a deck that's only gonna be like good as oh my god, I ran into this clowny shit again. Just like fucking Cultists. The card back is a mod, yes. Hey, Window Warrior. Thank you. There'd be plenty of booty for the rest of us. Yeah, but Cultist is like way more ridiculous than any AQ Sabbath nonsense. Cultist, like, you have to have the answers in the right sequence, in the right order. You have to kill both Deacons and hope that they, like, even if you kill both Deacons, you still can't counter their scenario sometimes because they could have just gone their Erfan Infused from the start. Like, there's no sequence of events that wins you the game if you're not a full control deck, right? If they got their infusion already, like, and even if you're a full control deck, it's, you know, like, Cultists are way worse. No, they don't. Not if they play scenario, which they totally can. Lots of them do. Scenario auto wins a round. It doesn't matter which round. And then the other round they play, you know, Operator. Yes. Priestess is by far the worst. Because it's in no way counterable. Other than, like, I don't know, mill. Or just, yeah, analytically. Yes. Same thing. Shuffle nonsense. All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about this game, which they're replaying because they tied the first time. And because I wasn't casting, they're like, we got to replay so Moshcraft can actually describe our beautiful plays in the most Pago way possible. So, looks like, has anybody played a scenario yet? Yeah, you can't, Leprechaun. They both played scenario, and both scenarios got heat waved. Cool. That seems fair. All right. Vandergrift comes down for maybe baby. And Sergo, who has been targeting knights, drops the Geralt. executes Vandegrift. And now what do you do as maybe baby? You're down 20 points. Your Erendite's not getting value, so you just pass. And Sergo comfortably takes round 1. Exactly, Akatosh. Thanks for making that happen. No. There was a Priestess deck in round 1, but it lost. Okay, we see a brick getting mulliganed. On the Knight side, we have Maiden's Shield in hand, Erendite, and here comes the Immortal, which was not available in round 1, I guess. No AA has been used, I assume. And one Onira has been used, so I suspect Onira will be used for AA this round by maybe baby just to make sure they have it, assuming there's not a dry pass from Sergo. But Sergo loves long rounds. That being said, I don't know if you want to take a long round against Knights, since your short round is so good with Simless and Gord. But like, what do you open with? I guess I can Onira into something since they have 2 Oniras. I don't believe maybe baby's list runs a squirrel. I can go double check. Maybe babies in our list. It does not. It only has a Peller. So Maxi's played first via Oniramancy. Right? Yeah. And Onira for AA. Sorry. Onira for Lady for AA. That's much better way to do it. And a Squire comes down. Squire gets boosted to 9. It can get COC'd, but do you really want to COC a Squire? No. Ilsa comes down, puts the Whalers back in deck. They're still tied at 12 to 12. So maybe has, yeah. What do you play here as maybe baby? You don't want to like lose the Sork Immortal combo and just play one part of that and get passed on. So a Knight Errant comes down with the infusion, goes to 4, and now it will be getting 2 per turn. Because 1 from the left side being boosted, the Lady of the Lake is not boosted. But I imagine next turn the Cintrian Knight will come down and fix that situation. Might even get a leader charge. Okay, Simless is played immediately, shuts down the Knight Errant. Well, yeah. Now, oh, and he just pings it for good measure. Cool. He just didn't want to waste Simless damage. 26 to 6. I mean, so now do you play the Knight, the Immortal, and get passed on? What do you do? As maybe this is a powerful bleed. Hey, Lulu. Yar. Pirates and Burges have a long and storied relationship. Barbie brought Shupin as Jimmy and then what he brought Priestess. Yeah. Didn't Sergo also bring Shoop? Yeah, Sergo brought Shoop Pirates. Maybe that's the list we'll play. Shoopy Pirates. Also, I have a Creep League match in 1 hour and 10 minutes, and I haven't decided my decks. So Val, as my official coach for tournaments, my one and only tournament practice partner, who's been there for 100% of my tournaments. Do you have any suggestions? I was thinking I take an Enslave list. It's a best of 3 conquest format, which means I think I need 4 decks, right? Since 1 can get banned. Or no, I need 3 decks, and then 1 can get banned. So they're good. I mean, that was obvious. That was a play even I would have done. After, like if you gave me that board state, I'd be like, oh, I just pass. I think a Cove, Enslave NG, and Knights would be your pick. Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I am with Cove though. Isn't Cove draw dependent or no? Plus, like, since I'm not a better player, I feel like I should take some decks that are that they won't be used to. What do you think about my ST movement list? So Aaron and I will get value, but then Gorge will be bigger, and Sergo takes it. This game was over in round 2, I think. That's what you list deck. True, that does have really good matchups into Enslave and Devotion Warriors. Yeah, I won't know until the time. So like we have one person shares the deck, the other person has 3 minutes to share their decks. Like the decks have to be shared like at the same time, basically. And I also don't know what coin I have. Malnourished Erendite. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah. Hey Sam. Yeah, I got into a fight with Yoma. Nah, I think my left eye got scratched when I was asleep. So I'm just giving it a rest. When it gets too much light, it irritates me. I would have taken today off, but we have this tournament and we have the Creve League match. So and I didn't want you to beat me up like last time when I didn't stream. Danzo cosplay? Who's Danzo? Knights is so yeah. Well, he targeted Knights, but you still have to get it through because you have to get every one of your decks through. And if you play Knights first, then you know you're gonna get all the matchups with Knights, right? So whatever your best matchup is, that will happen. And yeah, this Enslave list also targets Knights. It has Leo. It has Treyherd. The Treyherd is just dirty. Hmm. In fact, only 3 people brought NG this round, this part of the tournament. Okay. You know I don't cosplay as anime nonsense. He has Vincent and Leo and Vilgefortz and Treyhern and Siegfried. What is this list? And 2 sergeants. No Brothans, no Vigo. There's a Vigo. No Brothans, no informants, no Scorpions. His only bronze units are Mage Torture and Sergeant. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, I figured knights because everybody brought knights last round too, and this round, right? Almost everyone. Except Sergo himself. He did not bring knights. He brought this NG list. Yeah, one person brought cultists last time and it didn't do well, so I don't think you tech for cultists, but what did Treherne get? Sorry, I was looking at the other screen. Buhart comes down and boosts the Windham. So I guess he's saying he's going to kill that card. Probably with Leo. It comes out from maybe Baby. Just Knight Errant. Okay. Yeah, the Treherne is weird to me. It's not really good against Knights, right? But it could like win the game against Dagon. Just who won? SC. Sergo won round one. By using a like Geralt on a Vandergrift. And then in round two, he played like a Maxi. Waited until maybe played like a Knight Errant from AA. And then he just played Simless and passed. Well, so what makes Treherne good is I guess he if you're planning on playing this NG deck on red coin only, then Treherne makes sense. Because that Treherne isn't free. It's a Helga you don't have or a bribery or okay. So Knight Scenario comes down after they win round one. Sergo will need to defend against this. And he'll want to keep last say. Well, actually, no, he lost round one uneven. Right? After playing War Council. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Sam. We don't know. Could have been for a tech against. I don't know. Clearly wasn't important in this matchup. It can purify a soul. Yeah, I'm not saying he should play Helga. Almost nobody plays Helga anymore, but I'm just saying that a Treherne costs 8 provisions. So to put that in perspective, I'm telling people some other 8 provision cards they're used to playing against. To understand that like a Treherne playing for 5 points is like a Helga playing for 4 points. Okay, Vincent comes down, kills the Maiden's Shield, which locks the Bronwyn the Bold. So I guess the Siegfried here was just a filler card. It serves that purpose. It's 6 tempo. Here comes a Redanian. Gets the Grace. Bronwyn is obviously still purified. And also, he probably wanted to play the Siegfried early so he doesn't accidentally unlock the Bronwyn. Right? Because if you unlock it, should have had Treason. Well, Treason's a not a unit, right? So he would have had to make his Vigo worse. Because right now his Vigo, well, I guess not really Vigo worse because his Vigo is currently only 2 bronzes. I mean, who am I to question Sergo, right? There's got to be a reason for it. There also isn't a lot of 7 peak units that you want to play, right? Like, I guess you could play the Prophet, but good player will play around the Prophet pretty um, easily. What else is at 7p that you would ever want to play? For a cart? Not really. Dooney, yeah, there you go. That's the only reason you ever see Dooney. When you see Dooney, it just says that your opponent had 7 provisions. They didn't know what to do with it. So the pass comes down. Interesting. No, Vandergrift wasn't played. I wonder why. They just feel like they were gonna like lose the round. I guess with the War Council, click. Yeah, but better to have Vilga used now than round 3. And it's not like he has anything good in his deck he doesn't want pulled out. Like, this hand is so ugly looking. Does he even have a Knight Errant left? Or have both been played? Like, meanwhile, look at Sergo's hand. There's an Artaud, a Vilgafort, a Skellen, a Mage Torturer, 2 Sergeants. No coup, by the way. One discarded and 1 played. Yeah, so what's his AA target? Just like a Squire or a Centurion Knight? Which will never get the death blow? And there's no false theory for this. Huh? What did he just discard? Was it Onira? Artaud value right there. He still hasn't used his leader either. Sergo still has his leader. Oh, he waved. Okay, he waved the Torturer. That makes sense. Because that's always gonna be the biggest unit. Maybe discards the Knight. I don't understand what his plan is though. It's not like Sergo's deck is all reactive. He just passes. He knows he lost. Wow. Nerf Sergo. Dude's just like beating people up is not fair. He needs like a 5 provision a handicap or something. Sam, whatever you do, don't look into his eyes. That's what happened to me. I tried to have a staring contest with Sergo and I lost my left eye. Well, it's a conquest format, right, Duran? So if he doesn't win with his Knights deck, he loses anyway. There's no point playing other stuff only to lose like 2-3. If you play your Knights deck for like your Knights deck has to now go through like I imagine he thought he would have an easier time against, like when you play the Knights deck 3 times in a row, you get to play it on both coins and you get to play it against all 3 in all 3 matchups. Oh, Derp didn't scratch me. Don't play Knights against Sergo. You have to play all your decks. And he banned something that isn't Knights. And so you have to play Knights. You have to win with all 3 of your decks. That's how Conquest format works. And so you might as well play your weakest deck, first so you can get 3 chances of getting it through. You can lose as many times as you want with any deck, but you have to win at least once. Yeah, the muzzle's gonna wreck things. And he also has a heat wave and a shoot. So this is not gonna be pretty. Plus he's blue coin, which means Erendite won't have get value against this much tempo. Yeah, Shoop can destroy an artifact. He also has Heat Wave, by the way. And he's got Oniro in hand. So he's not going to use Shoop to destroy it when he can use Shoop to yoink something. Like last round, he brought Mo. He was the only person who brought Frost, and his Frost smurfed. He won like so many games. He has to. It's either that or like when you're playing against a deck. So if you're playing a scenario, whether it's like Feign Death or Damsel, in an open decklist format where you know your opponent has Heat Wave, you play it in round one because there's a chance your opponent doesn't have access to Heat Wave. Now, something interesting that I've seen Sergo do is when his opponents play scenario round one, he doesn't use the Heat Wave. He didn't use it when he was playing Elves, at least the second time. The first time he did. But like right now, what he's done is he's just killed the first two knights. If there's nothing to proc Grace, the snare's not getting any value anyway. Now he can play Shoop, destroy random enemy. He hasn't played Rune Mage yet, though. Interesting. He could just Heat Wave that now. If you Heat Wave the Maiden Shield, does it lock the Bronwyn? Or is it only if you kill it? He plays Geralt. That does the job. Oh, you're into Geralt. Right. I forgot he also has a Geralt. Thank you, Durant. You can't Zoink when you have 6 units on the board. Thanks, Ter. Yeah, I know it does give bounty, because bounty specifically mentioned it. Oh, you're talking muzzle? But it was too big. And you can't target the Bronwyn. Knight Errant comes down. He's 11 to 25. Erendite's still at 0, right? Rune Mage comes down. He goes for Nilfgaard. Oh my god, Master of Puppets. Oh me, oh my. Or he can go with Obsidian. Holy crap, what do you do here? So many good choices. And of course, even the no, the recruit's not good because he's not playing NR. But yeah, he goes with Master of Puppets. Then he pings the Redanian Knight to make sure it doesn't get any grace benefits to adjacent units and stops growing. Still hasn't even used the leader charge. Yeah, maybe baby, your ambulance is here. What? Sergo just passes. I guess he says you have to use something big to get through. 1 leader charge is used, and that's all that you need. Because next scenario. It just eats out 30 points, 40 points. So I guess his goal was he killed the Maiden Shield to make sure Bronwyn doesn't give Vandergrift carryover. And because he's playing a Shoop deck, he doesn't mind losing round 1 because that gives him a safe Shoop resilience, maybe? He mulligans the Compass, he gets a Squirrel. Is there really no risk of maybe going for a 2-0? I guess Shoop Yoink is very strong in the situation also. Do you yoink the Sork? I don't think you do. Do you kill it? Or do you just play Burna? He's hovering over the Dim and Pirate. There's no way you play Dim and Pirate blind like that. Chapter 2. Whenever Grace brought shit out points. Yes. Yar. I really want to know how Circle plays this because I never would have passed there round one. Knights Monkasteer. My parrot is perched on a paper towel roll. It gives him a feeling of stability to have something like that. So he plays Redea, and did he did he take the sword and he used leader to kill? Okay, lady into AA into I assume Vandergrift. No, Immortals. Okay. So Vandergrift has just been like in hiding in this series. Stratagem plus leader charge. Yeah, well, what did he kill? Hey Shin. Yeah, Sergo's playing. Sergo is like dominating Shin. Like just dominate. Like I'm feeling sorry for his opponents. He targeted knights, and so you can see that in his even his NG list is like knights targeted, and he's been letting knights through and just like pooping on them. But yeah, he brought Shoop. Even his his pirates list has Shoop. His he brought Bounty Kecker. He's been beating knights with Bounty Kecker as well. Knights is a crappy deck. But then why was everybody bringing it? I guess it has good matchups into SK and into not in Slave, but like into Devotion decks, which people were bringing, right? Does Knight beat White Frost? Yeah. So here comes a 5-point Arendite. Sag Arendite. Frost is fair, yeah. Because of the movement and because of good tempo. But nobody's playing tempo in Knights in these tournaments. Everybody's running Heatwave Arendite version. And like Paja said, he doesn't like the tempo at Knights. He thinks you give up too much of your game plan. Your game plan is to smork. And tempo is too slow. If only Sharpshooter Milva was still a thing. Honestly, I'm still sad about Milva. Yeah, every game his squirrel's just been like he's just been holding the squirrel and then he takes forever to decide too. Yeah, he discards the squirrel. I don't know what the squirrel is for because every Knights game he has just like not used it. Heatwave on the Redea. Is he just gonna go shoot destroy random enemy? Because he can leader the Lady of the Lake and just shoot destroy random enemy should be enough, right? 6 plus 11 is 17. But maybe he wants to hold the shoop. It's either that or Compass. I just juggle those knights like a soccer ball. I don't know. Nova Sharpshooter wasn't that good against knights because they just go so tall. I thought that too, Durant, but both times he hasn't used it. And also he hasn't needed to. So he just gets to use his compass to heat wave the immortal and puts him ahead. And all maybe has is a spore, so he has to pass. Oh my god. Sergo the Madman. What were his 2 cards that were left that he was willing to risk it? Because Bjorn wouldn't have got him ahead, and neither would Peller. What did he discard? I just want to know what his odds were of getting like an answer that would put him ahead, if he gambled or not. No, he already discarded Squirrel. What were the 2 cards that Compass discarded? Teshem and Battle Maiden. So if he hadn't gotten Heatwave, he would have been forced to play like Teshem, I guess? Or Bjorn? Bjorn would have been 6 points. Teshem would have been like 3 points or 5 points. So that was a risky compass, was it not? You just Bjorn this, right? Bjorn this so your opponent has no units? No, he goes for compass instead. Compass into Fukusia, into Demon Pirate. Easy 8 points. More rain than Darren, I guess. But it's the same thing. Darren Melee would have been the same thing. So this Shoop is going to be what? Destroy random enemy? Like, why didn't he just play Bjorn, kill that, and then he could have Shoop, destroy random enemy, whatever else maybe played? Because Knights in round 3 usually have 1 or 2 units at most, and he knows his opponent has Erendite, so why not? So he's forced a leader. Maybe that's why. Oh. Wait. Did he just use 2 leader charges to kill the Knight Errant? Okay. So he wanted everything stacked on 1 unit. Now he'll just play Shoot, destroy random enemy. Okay. He does the same thing, he just does it in a more patient way. Split 13. Come on, Sam. Yeah, that's game. Oh my god. He says well played. I assume. Plays this man, this homicidal maniac, just 3-0'd again. Yeah, he has no chill. Look into his eyes. Don't. This is how I got my injury. The playground bully. It's just a minor scratch, so I'm giving it some rest. I wear scleral lenses, Shin, so sometimes my eye can get irritated. And it was fine yesterday before I went to bed, but I guess in the night it must have gotten exacerbated. And so I'm just giving it a bit of a rest. Like my eyelid is open so that it gets like air and stuff, but light irritates it. This eye has seen too much, yes. So here's the bracket right now. This is accurate. Sergo 3-0 Sviat, who was the other like top contender in my view, at least. Maybe 3-2 Centurion Lion got 3-0 by Sergo. So Sergo's gone 3-0, 3-0 twice now. He's going to play against the winner of. So Vikma, Sviat are going to play. So are Barbie and Centurion. Their winner will play against Maybe Baby. The winner of that match, the loser's bracket winner, will come play against Sergo. I suspect that will be tomorrow, although I'm not 100% sure what the schedule is. Was it scratched by Derp? Got rolled by Rock Troll with a miniature crossbow. So this is over the cast. Yeah. Looks like. So the other games will be tomorrow. Take another look at the bracket. If you need this information, just type !Tourney. So there's Sergo beats Murray Baby. Sergo's name will go here. Here are the decks. You can see the, oh, let me move my face. You can see the factions that were brought. Lots of MO this time. About half have been Wild Hunt Frost, which Sergo was the only person to bring last time. And the other, maybe more than half, have been this Dagon Kelly cheese deck. This looks like Paja's version. I say cheese deck, but I should not say that. And then this looks like Sergo's Frost deck. I say Sergo. I don't know who. Well, this one has an Aristocrat and 2 Bruisers, so not Sergo's. Sergo's has 2 Navigators. Sergo's was very Frost heavy. He had 2 of these and 2 Navigators, 1 Bruiser, and none of these. Yeah, round 1 there was a lot of NG, right? Do I still have the round 1 spreadsheet somewhere? Yes. Here's the round 1 spreadsheet. With the decks. So if you want to compare, round 1, everyone brought NG, except Sergo, who brought monsters. This time, everyone brought... Hold on. Put these side by side. I think it's really fun to compare the evolution of the decks across 2 stages. So on the left, on the right, we have round 1, which was the group stage. Everyone brought SY. Everyone brought NR. Almost everyone brought SK except for Sasaki, who brought ST, and his ST list got rolled. And you know, everyone brought NG. This time, all the NGs are gone. Well, there's only 3 NG. Instead of 1 MO, we have 6 MO because of this Dagon deck. And Sergo also had good results with Frost, so I suspect that's why people brought Frost. Sergo was winning long round against lots of things with Frost. And then a few people cut ST. More bounty is here in this round. And we also see more ST. So both Sergo, Vikma, all 3. Servo, and it's all of them brought this deck, which is Scenario Simless with Geralt as the other tall punish. Geralt, COC, and Heatwave. This is the same deck that Sergo brought. I don't know if Sergo and Vikma are friends or anything, or if this is somebody else's deck. They both have this one does not have Gourd. No, it does. Yeah, they both have Gourd. They both have Decree. So it's almost looks like the same deck. And then this ST list is Harmony Shoop, which is the same list that Sasaki brought last time. But Sasaki this time did not bring it. However, Ugadai did. Ugadai brought Cultist in round 1. Pretty sure. Yes, Ugadai brought Cultist in round 1, but this time he switched to... Yeah.